Hello, students. Yes, today is another exciting class where we'll talk about standard and non-standard units of measuring length. Remember, in the last class, we talked about non-standard units of measuring length. We said when we use our finger or we use our pace or stride, it is also called stride, or we use our stride or a hand span or a cubit or a foot span or even a clip or um, a box. This is our block. Remember your building block. If you use any one of them to measure thing, you are measuring thing in a non-standard way. It is a non-standard unit of measuring length. Any one of these. You can use other things. You can use a rope like this to measure. When you use a rope to measure, you are also measuring using a non-standard method of measuring length. For example, look at this pencil. This pencil, we are measuring this pencil using what? Can you guess? What do you see that we're using to measure the pencil? Of course, we're using the clips to measure the pencil. And how many clips make the length of this pencil? You will agree with me if I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count it together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 clips, 9 paper clips make the length of this pencil. Yes, so this using paper clips to measure this pencil is a non-standard method or non-standard unit of measuring length. So today we will look at standard unit of measuring length. So when we say standard unit, we are talking about using a ruler to measure length of a substance. So we have a ruler in front of us here, and you can see this ruler is numbered from what? Is numbered from what place? The ruler is numbered from 0 to 15. 15 what? 15 centimeters, because they wrote centimeters here. We'll talk about centimeters very soon. So if somebody asks you what is the length of this ruler, you will say the ruler is 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters length. So that is the length of this ruler. Now we can use this ruler to measure so many things, but we need to understand what is centimeter, and these tiny lines here also means something else, and we want to understand what they mean before we can know how to use this ruler to measure length of a substance. So let me zoom it. I'll make it bigger so we can see it clearly. Where is my zoom? I'm looking for my zoom. Okay, so let's zoom it in. Yeah, it is bigger now. And now we can see these lines clearly. Yes, we can see it clearly now. So I want to count the big line first, which is, of course, we counted it last time. We have 0, 1, 2, 3 until 15 over there. Of course, it is until 15. So meaning that the ruler is 15 centimeters length. Remember, the length of the ruler is 15 centimeters. So it means this is 0 centimeters, this is 1 centimeter, this is 2 centimeter. What is centimeter? Let me write it clearly. So cm means centimeter. Centimeter. So that is what cm means. Now, this is 3 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters, and so on and so forth. These are the big lines, that is the long lines. So what about the tiny small lines? Let's look at them one by one. So the tiny lines represent, they represent millimeters. Say it again, millimeters. So I'll write it here, millimeters, millimeters. So that is what the tiny line represents. And then when you see mm means millimeters. So the tiny lines represent. So we have 1 millimeter here. So this is line number 2 means 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters, 7 millimeters, 8 millimeters, 9 millimeters, and 10 millimeters. And this 10 millimeters, you will see that it falls under the same line where we have our 1 millimeter. That is this line. That is where we have our 10 millimeters, this line. So this line that gives us 10 millimeter is the same line that gives us 1 centimeter. So what can you conclude from that? The same line that gives us 1 centimeter is the same line that gives us 10 millimeters. What can you conclude? Okay, from my own side, my conclusion is that 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, let me write it here. 1 centimeter is the same thing as 10 millimeters. So when you have something that measures 1 centimeters and somebody asks you what is it in millimeters, you will say it is 10 millimeters. And can you see it now? I counted the tiny lines, 10 of them. The 10th one fall on the line that is number 1 centimeters. Can we keep on? Let's continue uh, counting the tiny lines. So this is line number 10, line number 11, number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 as expected. 20 millimeter is the same thing as 2 centimeters. Of course, you can use your multiplication to understand that. If I multiply 1 centimeter by 2 and I multiply 10 millimeters by 2, I will have 2 centimeters, which is the same thing as 20 millimeters. So it means this is 30 millimeters, this is 40 millimeters, 50 millimeters, 60 millimeters, until 110 millimeters here. So 1 centimeter is the same thing as 10 millimeter, or you can say 10 millimeter is the same as 1 centimeter. So the same thing. If you start from millimeter, you will say 10 millimeter equals 1 centimeter. Now, let us measure something. Let's try and measure the length of a pencil using our knowledge of centimeters and millimeters. First, I will erase this. Oh, I don't want to erase our ruler. So let me erase this. What I wrote here, I want to try and remove them. I cannot remove everything, but this is okay. Now, let's bring out our pencil. So we have our pencil here. You can see that our pencil starts from here. It starts from this line, from here, line 1, and then it ends just a little after line 4. So it's like here. Our pencil ends here. Yeah, it ends here. Now, let's count how many tiny lines that give us the length of this pencil. Remember, one tiny line is 1 millimeter. So let's count it. From here, you will not count the first one here. You just start counting from inside here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 millimeters. So this pencil is 32 millimeters long. This pencil is 32 millimeters long. How did we know? Because we counted the tiny lines. And if you want to make it even, you want to do like a smart girl or a smart boy, you don't need to count all these tiny lines. Since you know that from this line to this line is 10 millimeters. And you also know from this big line to this line is also 10 millimeters. And of course, from here to here is also 10 millimeters. So how many 10 millimeter do we have until this 4? We have 10 plus 10 plus 10, making 30 millimeters. 30 millimeters. And then we have how many we have left? Because we stop at 4 here, we still have these 2 left, 2 millimeters. So you can just say 30 plus 2 millimeters, which give us what? 32 millimeters. So you can see that we still get the same thing. The length of this pencil is 32 millimeters. Now I have some work for you. You will use your ruler at home to measure the following things. So this is my homework for you. You will use your ruler to measure the following objects. Number one, the length of your pencil, the length of your science notebook, your arm length, and your hand span. You can measure any other things and give me the answer. I will be very happy to know what you get. Remember, your answer will be in either centimeters or in millimeters. So for example, you can get your answer as 10 centimeters, or you can get your answer as 100 millimeters if you like. Remember again that I want to give you here that 1 centimeter is same thing as 10 millimeters. So from here to here is 10 millimeters. From 1 to 2 is 10 millimeters. From 2 to 3, another 10 millimeters. And so on and so forth. From 14 to 15 is another 10 millimeters. But this is 1 centimeter. It is 2 from here to here, 1 centimeter, which is same thing as 10 millimeters. So remember again, I want to write this big here that 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So I'll see you another class. Bye bye.